Hey guys, and welcome to a new, well, I say new, to a Minecraft video. This is actually Minecraft. I'm going to try and put some Fraps stuff in later on. This is in response to the completion weekend, which I was hoping to get the lobby world done this weekend. It was a failure. We've got a lot of people who came on and helped. It was really nice to see that a few people came on. Reconcile, Benner, Toga, Cooge, Jinky, people, just Burns, Racecar, even a couple of other players, including Amingly, Sergo. As you can tell, I'm pretty tired. So yeah, I've just come from doing some work on it, and it's a bit of a shame the lack of community spirit that we have on the server now. I mean, like, if I'd suggested this a couple of years, well, I say a couple of years, about 6 months ago, we'd have probably got this done more, or sooner, should I say. And the thing is that people came online and we told them what we were looking for and things like that, and then they just went and built in a random place anyway. So yeah, it just, I think it's going to be, this is going to be one of those things that a few dedicated people are going to keep working on to the point that when it is eventually done, if you just roll back one single person, half the world will disappear, kind of thing. So that's that. The other thing as well is that I just want to make a quick note of people that came on to offer suggestions and stuff. We didn't mind you coming on, in fact we wanted it, the more the better really, but we had people that were coming on and saying, like, about the Roman town for example, oh, there's a lot of sandstone. Yes, there is a lot of sandstone, but what would you have us use instead, when we're trying to keep to what was actually used? And you know, sandstone was a local material, it was used quite a bit, sandstone, brick actually. We did actually use a lot of templates and things like that, and building designs from old games like Age of Empires, Zero AD, a couple of others, just to like get a very well-known design, something that you guys look at and go, oh, that's Roman, straight away. So that's one thing. There have been a couple of funny points, we've had a laugh, that kind of thing, but when it came to suggestions, we had people coming online who were coming on and saying things like, you know, oh, I like it because of this, but there's a lot of sandstone, or oh, I like it because of this, but maybe this could be something better here. Those kind of suggestions we don't mind, we accepted. The ones that we didn't like, and the ones that I nearly lost my temper with a few people over quite a few times, were people that are coming online and saying, oh, I don't like this because of this. Okay, well, what would you have us do instead? What would you give a suggestion? Oh, I don't know, but I wouldn't do this. Well, when it comes to things like that, especially when it's a building design, something that's already been built, something that most of us have accepted and moved on, we're probably going to leave it. We're not going to sit and play about with it because we have other things to do. It got down to the point where I'm currently trying to do the wall, which I will hopefully, if my Fraps works, show you guys in a minute. And it got to a point where the wall design we want to use, there's one of two things we can do, and either way it's not going to quite look right, so it's kind of a pain on our part and for other people as well. So we've tried that a fair bit, and you know, it just starts getting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hopefully turn my Fraps on and show you guys what we have got done. We have got quite a bit done actually. There's still a couple of little things that we've yet to do. Stuff that, like torch wall, definitely needs finishing. We've got about 90% done on that. We just need a couple of boats going in, the interiors finishing, and a couple of walls putting in. There's a little town near Torchwall. I'm saying all this just in case my Fraps doesn't work. Sorry, my house ain't new or something. But yeah, with a couple. Where was I? I think I was on Torchwall. Yeah, just a couple of walls, the interiors, a couple of boats. The bit of terraforming as well is still needed. The northeastern area is probably at the point where I would be happy to let it go out to the public, kind of thing. We have got a lot done on that area, and when I say a lot, when I show it to you, you'll think, oh, that's not a lot, that's tiny, you know, you've not changed anything. And when it comes to the main hill, we haven't. We have actually added a little area towards the bottom, which is where all the farms are. It's something that I wanted to do when I first started, and I've pretty much got the river design done there. There's just a little area that we've yet to think of anything to go in. We think we might put the Forbidden Valley or something in there. We're not quite sure yet. I mean, like, the focus of this weekend has quite literally been the Roman town, and that's moved on a fair amount, but not a lot in a sense as well. When it comes to the Roman town, we've still yet to terraform that mountain. The problem with that is that people have been coming on and they've not been on the voxel list anymore. I don't know whether that's because voxel's not there or what, I'm not quite sure. So that's still a bubble mountain essentially. It's still very spherical. We have started putting roads in. There's a very nice road design that we're using by Reconcile, and we're pretty much going to use that all the way through the Roman town. The marketplace I've taken an idea that was originally suggested and adapted it slightly for the situation that it's gone into, instead of like just trying to force it into trying to force a square peg into a circle hole, for example. That looks really nice actually. A lot of people have said they really like it, and we've still managed to use the little actual Roman design, even though a couple of people have pointed out a couple of things wrong with it, but that's staying there just because it is an actual Roman design. That was taken from the design of a mug or something like, not a mug, a mosaic flooring or something like that. What else have we done? Jinky's tower is now nearly 200 blocks high. That is ridiculously big. We're probably going to have to take that down a little bit. It looks nice, like when you're trying to make your way through the forest and stuff, you just see glimpses here and there, but it is very, very big. We're probably going to take that down. I've got something really. Oh. So yeah, like, we've got a fair amount done, but not as much, nowhere near as close. If we'd have had all the people that were on IC come on and help, even for 20 minutes each, we'd have probably got a lot more done. The same for people on build, and I'm a little irritated about the fact that, you know, this is Lobby World. This is something that, you know, once it's done, apart from maybe an odd little adjustment here and there, it's probably never going to be expanded. It's probably never going to be changed. You know, the most that might happen is when we go around and think, if Notch or Jeb adds some new blocks in, we'll probably go around and put them in just because they'll look nicer in certain situations, things like that. So that's one reason that it might change in the future, but other than that, I don't see why it will ever change at all. And, you know, this was everyone's chance to turn around and make their mark, make a building that they want to make, and for it to go in as, you know, part of the design. And people haven't, you know, there's just been the same guys that were working on it before we all got bored of just working by ourselves that have been working on it again, and that was me, Toga, Reconcile, Jinky, Benner, you know, and it's been a little easier for us now that we're not having to double check everything by people like Electro and Sniper because they've not been on, but it's still also just being the same guys doing the same work, and because of that I can really see this whole thing just becoming a tedious thing. But, you know, alright, if we're the ones that do the most amount of work, well then when this is eventually released, we're the ones that, you know, could be credited because we're the ones that have done the most amount of work, kind of thing. Now I know that sounds really big-headed, and it kind of is, but when it comes down to it that, you know, the world has been built essentially by 12 people, then why not have a room where they're accredited instead of having the entire world built by the Godcraft server and it being a Godcraft thing? Now I'm probably going to have a lot of hate mail for that and stuff like that, but if I'm honest, at the minute, to say that I've been working, alright, yeah, I got on late today, I got on late yesterday, I didn't quite spend as much time as what I have wanted to on it, but there's been a lot of work that could have gone on. And the thing is that once the main person disappears offline, everyone fucks off, and that's an attitude that's just been there in Godcraft for too long, and it's something that we really need to try and sort out. So yeah, but anyway, I'm going to try and boot up Fraps. Hopefully it'll work. It probably won't, so yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you in a minute. Hey guys, and welcome to attempt 5 at trying to make this video. Yes, attempt 5. This is how bad my Fraps is at the minute. So, as you can see, I'm at the area of sandstone and brick, and as you can see, we have our extremely high-tech, detailed model here of the Roman city and what we think it's going to look like eventually. As you can see, there's so much detail here in real. I mean, we've even got people walking around down there, that kind of thing. Lol, joke. Anyway, so for those of you trying to get your bearings, this here that I'm stood on, this big, huge square thing, is the Parthenon, which you can't see from here, but we'll show you that in a minute. This other brick here, which I'll just not there. That thing is the marketplace, and we've pretty much got that done. Actually, it looks very nice. And if I'm honest, this is a very much out of date version of the model. In fact, the model would be closer to this at the moment. Damn it, pet. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way with you. Failing harder than I thought possible, but still. Now, as you can tell just by looking around, there is a lot of sandstone, and it is a bit sandstone overload, but we're trying to keep it very, and people have said that actually, we're trying to keep it very Roman-y, and if you look at all the Roman design and things, they did use stone, but sandstone was the key tool, I'd say. So yeah, that's why there's a lot of sandstone. We are trying to find some ways to break up the monotony of walls, but there's not much you can do, if I'm honest, without it looking tacky. So it's probably closer representation. So at the minute, we have a building here down to about here, no, out here, which is Toga's nice building, which I'll show you in a minute. It's actually really nice. It caters for both sides of the road actually, which is really nice. So that's that. And on this side we have nothing. These are all lies. There's nothing here at the minute. There's from about here onwards there's a few buildings, and then there's just a few more scattered about after that. So I'll go and show you that in a minute. First though, I just want to show you these other things. If you can see in the distance there, we do have a very nice windmill, some fields which took forever to grow, and you can see a bit of the path as well that's finished off. And right over there that's currently loading is the area that we don't know what to do with. I was going to go over there, but seeing as this is now attempt 5, I'm not going to go over there. So that's that. As well as, if you just look over there, you can see a bit of design, some houses and things. They're farmers' huts for these fields. So yeah. But anyway, back to what I was on about. This Roman area, this building here that I'm flying over, was built on, I think, the second hour of the server going up or something like that. So it's fairly old in terms of some of these buildings. We've got Zoram's house here, which is really nice actually, but I think we'll probably use this on the outskirts somewhere. We're trying to keep the whole town feel. So the more towards the city centre you go, the more like town centre you go, the more likely you are to see houses without any gardens, for example. As you can see, we've got some other little things as well. This one built by Ammingley, this one built by somebody. It's been a long couple of days. Let me have a look. Fugner. Yeah, it's alright, but it looks a bit out of place. We might use ideas from it. And this is what I was saying originally in the post. A lot of these houses, parts of them look nice. So we won't use it all, but we will use parts of the design. As you can see, this is all a mock-up area. We've got some different design ideas going on here. If I'm honest, I agree with whoever put this sign of using normal stuff, because we pretty much just said no to anything nether, apart from about glowstone, I think. We just didn't want people coming on with nether brick and nether rack and just making something horrible, essentially. As you can see, we've got a very nice wall here, and this is one of the issues that's caused us a lot of hassle over this last couple of days. This is a very nice wall. In fact, I really like the design. The only problem is when we move it in, it doesn't quite look right. In fact, it looks horrible, if honest. When we move it in, or this is just a test here, and that's wrong. This is just a test of like what it would look like if we don't crash, not again. Okay, so we had a bit of a crash there. So yeah, this it looks God, my brain's all over the place. Give me a minute. The wall itself is a nice design. I really like the design. But the issue is that we can't just do a large square, which is what we originally thought we would have. So we have to do corners and things, and move it in and about and stuff. And the problem is that it doesn't quite look right. I mean, if I fly down it, you know, if you look at it straight on, it looks okay when it's moving in and about and stuff. But if I'm flying down at the side, it just doesn't quite look right. And this is one of the issues. And if you look on the world map as well at mc.godcraft.com:8123, you'll see what I mean. It doesn't quite look right. That's the only way I could put it. And I've tried a lot, and I really like the design, but it looks like that the only way we're going to be able to use this wall design is doing straight walls, which causes more problems because we don't have a large square area left. We're probably going to have to make the wall disappear into this mountain, and then it'll just reappear over the other end, which is a big issue. But unless somebody's an amazing, and I'm crashing again. Unless somebody's an amazing wall designer, it's going to be a bit of an issue for a lot of people. As you can tell, there's a bit of lag in this area, I think, and I'm going to have a look out for it. Somebody's built a secret in this area, which is what causes the lag, and it's not racecasting, because that's perfectly fine. It's just in the last couple of days it's been happening, and that people have been noticing it anyway. So yeah, that's that. If I go over here, you can see we've got a couple of different road designs going on. There is actually logic to this. This one here, that I'm flying over now, is a wider road design, and this is for main roads, as is this design as well. The water being sewers. Now obviously there's a lot of people that's going to go, oh well, you know, you fall in, and yeah, why not just house it under glass? Well, the issue with that is that's bedrock right there. So that's one problem. So that's why it's not all housed under glass like it is up here. So that's that. The other issue as well is, so the other road design, sorry, is this one. Now this one's a little bit off from what we'll actually use. If I can find the other one, as you can tell, there's a lot of buildings, and I'll show you all of these in a minute. It's back here, yeah, here. So as you can see, we've got like a little gutter system going on. Oh, creepy music. We've got a little gutter system going on, which I really like actually. It's actually very not reminiscent. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Reminiscent of what it would actually look like. And as you can see, we've got a lot of buildings in this area as well. For Toga, if he's probably watching, he'll notice that his building is now like 4 times as big. He originally just did, I think, these 2 here, which looked very nice actually. So nice that I've made his thing an entire row. This is also going to be copied over to the other side as well when I've figured out how much space I've got. Just because I really like the whole design in general. I mean, you've got a nice shop front here with some windows, with some apartments and stuff upstairs, and the same on the other side as well. And finally, and next we have the Roman. Well, yeah, this is an actual mosaic design, and this is it's from, I can't remember, it's a mosaic somewhere. This is the marketplace in general. The original idea was to have 3 of these buildings. If you cut this building in half, that's what the original building looked like. And the original idea was to have 3 of these, and I tried it for a good 20 minutes and it didn't quite work. Yet when I put 2 together, it fit down here pretty much exactly with like 1 block each side. So we just did that, although whoever did the copy and pasting messed up somewhere, because it took me and Reconcile about 30 minutes worth of counting blocks to get it looking right on both sides. One side was off 1 block to the other and stuff like that, and it was all over the place. So if I show you this, as you can see, this is the original design. This is where we've had a lot of issues with people, because they've come on and said, oh no, it's just a sandstone face, which yes, I can understand, alright, but we've not had them say, oh well, you know, try this design instead, which is where I've been getting annoyed with people, which is why we've now decided to do this, which to be honest I think looks really nice. It suits it, I think. It opens up this area as well so that people can come in and use some stalls, which we're going to put in here when we've got a bit more lighting and things. They'll be very similar to the ones we've got upstairs. And I'm going to put this on both ends as well, because it looks really nice actually. So that's that. And if I go now, this design, somebody may recognise it. We don't know who built it, but somebody built a fountain that looked very, very, very similar to this, to the point that I decided to use the fountain. And because of that, I've decided to use it, obviously, and it looks really nice actually. It finishes off and fits nearly perfectly in this market square as well, which I really like. So that's that. What others have I done? Oh yeah, I'm going to show you some of these buildings. Obviously you can see we've got the longer road design going down, and for this side it's alright. It'll pretty much just go straight down by the mountain, just about. But on the other side, the mountain juts out a little bit, so I'm going to do either an arch design or something like that to fit it underneath. So yeah, this is why we need somebody on with Foxhole experience who can terraform this mountain to look nice. I'll go over that way in a minute. I'll show you this first. This is my fort design for barracks. There'll probably be some buildings on the inside of here as well. I copied it from, well, I didn't copy it exactly. I used the design idea from a game called 0 AD for Roman barracks, and it looks really nice actually. You can get up through all floors and things. There's no areas where floors are cut off, and it suits the area, I think. So that's that. These I think were built by Sergo, and I might use these, but what I might do is honestly just make this 2-block gap in the middle to a -1 gap. So one of these buildings will be, these will all be one building, and we'll probably have a road coming or something, so that it's more, it feels like a courtyard or something like that. Now a lot of people say, oh, yeah, that feels very modern, and it does, but if we were to do everything as old-fashioned, like absolutely everything, if I'm honest, there's going to be a lot of ugly buildings in here. That's all I'm going to say. As you can see, we've got the fence, not the fence, the wall design. And as you can see as well, we've got, these are some of the issues. This one's jutting out here, and it just doesn't quite look right. And when you move it up and down, it doesn't look right. In fact, it looks horrible. So we're probably going to have to fix that in some way. I think what we're going to do is, at this point, we'll drop these to the ground, but keep it all that walk path up there all at the same height. That's probably the easiest way to do it as well. So that's what we're going to do with that. And as you can see, it goes into the mountain, it disappears into the mountain, but doesn't go all the way through. To do that, we're going to have to go down through here first. And as you can see, there's a couple of little things that a lot of people will be going, well, why have you put that in already when you've not finished terraforming the mountain? And honestly, that's two things. One, impatience, and two, stupidity. Somebody started off doing this before any of us had the chance to turn around and go, whoa, 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 what are you doing, kind of thing. So that's that. As you can see, this is all gravel. This is all gravel for a reason. I got bored. Well, I didn't get bored. I got fed up of green, and it was doing my head in, and I couldn't figure out what was what. So it all got turned to gravel. As you can see, we've got these houses in. So this is what we don't want. As much as people are going to complain, you're going to want some uniformity, and you're going to want some uniformity simply for the fact that if you walk around your town, your own hometown, you'll notice that certain areas that were built by the same contractors all have the same design, with very, very little deviations. Like, instead of a window being there, it's on the opposite side, for example. That's the same idea we're going to have to go for here, just because of the idea that we're going for. Which means a lot of people are going to complain, but it's going to be one of those tough kind of things. As you can see, this is Zoram's house. This I really like, actually. I'm going to use this a couple of times, this whole building, just because of the design it is. This is Benner's, and what I'm probably going to do is copy it at this point and flip it so that it's just one big 0, basically. But I think it looks really nice, so that's that. As you could tell, like with me looking in, we haven't really done interiors, and that's because we don't want to sit and spend ages doing interiors and then copy the house over and suddenly everything becomes a pain in the ass. So that's that. This is Reconciles, and I kind of want to slap the boy, if I'm honest. It looks really nice actually from this side, and then you go over here and it's a sandstone back face, which doesn't look nice. What I'll probably do is just copy this from the middle point of the house and flip it, and it should look a lot nicer. But other than that, I really like it. I like the whole corridor through over the road thing idea. So that's that. And then here, I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if it's I think it's apartments. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks like apartments. This was built by Reconcile as well. I really like it, actually. Although it doesn't quite fit with our whole old-timey feel that we're going for, it's still very... Oh, something's crashing. What's crashing? No, this is server side. There we go. So, it's still very relevant to what we want in, you know, apartments, that kind of thing. So, you know, that's why I've kept it. But at the end of the day, guys, when it all comes down to it, if there's anything you guys want to see in a building, come and let us know, because it's a lot easier for us to do it now than it is in a couple of months' time when you notice something and you decide, oh, but that looked really good, or, you know, I want to see that kind of thing, and then you tell us, because then it just creates a lot of hassle, and we're probably just going to go, nah, screw it, kind of thing. So yeah, that's that, and that's pretty much all we've got done. And as in the weekend that we've been doing it, that's all we've got done, and it's actually really annoying that that's all we've got done as well. you do not need, people do not need to know how angry I am, both with the community and with a few individuals out there that could have come on and helped and carried on when certain people went offline but didn't, because they were bored or because they just couldn't be bothered. And it's a shame, it really is. But yeah, that's it from me anyways. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and if you feel like coming and giving a hand, please feel free to do so. Thank you very much, and Kieran out.